I like to think I'm a rebel. I'm revolutionary. I like to think to bring change.
And before you know it, a car just rolled up, start popping in the car. Didn't say nothing, didn't yell nothing, just pop, 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 pop.
Hip-hop is more than just music. It's a culture, a movement, and a global force. Over the years, it has given rise to some of the most talented artists and unforgettable moments in music history. But beyond the beats and rhymes, hip-hop has also been plagued by secrets, controversies, and unsolved mysteries that continue to intrigue fans and fuel speculation. From the tragic deaths of legendary rappers to hidden messages and mysterious disappearances, these stories remain unsolved, leaving us to wonder, will we ever know the truth? But first things first, who really killed Tupac and Biggie? The murders of Tupac Shakur and Christopher Biggie Smalls Wallace remain two of the most infamous unsolved crimes in modern history. More than 25 years after their deaths, the killings continue to fuel speculation, conspiracy theories, and ongoing investigations. Despite the cultural and legal significance of their murders, no one has ever been convicted for either crime. So, who killed Tupac and Biggie? And why have these cases remained unsolved for so long? On September 7, 1996, Tupac was shot multiple times in a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas, Nevada. He had just left a Mike Tyson boxing match at the MGM Grand Hotel and was riding in a black BMW driven by Death Row Records founder Suge Knight. At around 11:15 p.m., a white Cadillac pulled up alongside their car at an intersection near Flamingo Road and Koval Lane, and gunfire erupted. Shakur was struck 4 times, with wounds to his chest, arm, and thigh. He was rushed to the hospital, where he fought for his life for 6 days before succumbing to his injuries on September 13, 1996. His murder was immediately linked to his long-running feud with the East Coast rap scene, particularly with the notorious B.I.G. and Sean Diddy Combs' Bad Boy Records. However, despite numerous leads, no arrests were made. Investigators pointed to gang-related violence, focusing on the role of the Southside Crips and their connection to a fight involving Tupac and Crip member Orlando Anderson at the MGM Grand just hours before the shooting. Anderson was considered a prime suspect, but he was never charged and was later killed in an unrelated shooting in 1998. 6 months after Tupac's murder, on March 9, 1997, the notorious B.I.G. was shot and killed in Los Angeles. He had just attended a party at the Peterson Automotive Museum and was leaving in a GMC Suburban when another vehicle pulled up alongside his car and opened fire. Biggie was struck 4 times, with 1 bullet fatally piercing his chest. He was pronounced dead at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. Similar to Tupac's murder, Biggie's killing was believed to be linked to the East Coast-West Coast rivalry. Many speculated that his death was an act of retaliation for Tupac's murder. Former LAPD detective Russell Poole believed that corrupt police officers connected to Death Row Records may have played a role. Poole's investigation pointed to David Mack, a disgraced LAPD officer and known associate of Death Row, as a potential suspect. However, the case stalled and no one was charged. Many believe that Tupac's death was a result of his altercation with Orlando Anderson on the night of the shooting. Witnesses claim Anderson was the gunman, acting in retaliation for the earlier beatdown. However, Anderson denied involvement and was never formally charged. Suge Knight has long been a controversial figure in hip-hop, with allegations of violence and intimidation following him throughout his career. Some theorists suggest that Knight orchestrated Tupac's murder due to a power struggle within Death Row Records. Others claim he may have had a role in Biggie's killing as well, as part of the ongoing feud between Death Row and Bad Boy Records. There were rumors that Biggie had ordered the hit on Tupac, but no concrete evidence ever supported this theory. Biggie's own murder, however, is often seen as a direct retaliation for Tupac's death, possibly orchestrated by individuals close to Death Row Records. Some conspiracy theorists believe that both murders were part of a larger effort by law enforcement to dismantle the rising influence of hip-hop. The FBI had been monitoring both Tupac and Biggie, and some believe the government allowed or even facilitated the killings to prevent further violence or disruption within the music industry. In 2023, Dwayne "Keffy D. Davis, a former gang member, was arrested and charged with murder in connection to Tupac's killing. Keffy D has openly admitted in interviews that he was in the Cadillac from which the shots were fired. His arrest marks one of the most significant developments in the case in decades, but whether it will lead to justice remains uncertain. As for Biggie's murder, there has been little progress, and his case remains officially unsolved. The LAPD has faced lawsuits from Biggie's family, accusing the department of covering up its involvement, but no convictions have been made. Then, there is the case of MF Doom. On October 31st, 2020, the world lost one of hip-hop's most enigmatic and influential figures, Daniel Dumile, better known as MF Doom. However, his death wasn't revealed to the public until December 31st, 2020, nearly 2 months later. This delay, coupled with Doom's lifelong mastery of secrecy and deception, has led to speculation and unanswered questions that continue to haunt his legacy. How did he really die? Why was his passing concealed for so long? And did Doom, a man known for playing tricks with identity, ever truly leave us? Doom was no ordinary rapper. From the moment he emerged in the late 1990s, he was shrouded in mystery. After suffering personal and professional setbacks, including the tragic death of his brother and groupmate DJ Subroc in 1993, Dumile disappeared from the hip-hop scene, only to return years later wearing a metal mask inspired by Marvel's Doctor Doom. From that point on, his identity was as much a part of the art as his music. He avoided interviews, sent imposters to perform in his place, and maintained an elusive, almost mythic presence in the industry. Doom wasn't just a rapper, he was a concept, a puzzle that fans were never quite able to solve. When his wife, Jasmine Dumile, announced his passing on New Year's Eve 2020, the hip-hop world was shocked, not just by the loss itself, but by the fact that he had been dead for 2 months without anyone knowing. She provided no details about the cause of death, leading fans to theorize everything from illness to foul play. Some wondered if the announcement itself was part of an elaborate Doom-style hoax. After all, Doom had built his career on deception. Why wouldn't he fake his own death? To this day, very little is publicly known about how MF died. Some reports suggest he had been struggling with health issues, but no official cause of death has ever been disclosed. In 2023, documents from the Leeds teaching hospitals in the UK revealed that he had suffered from angioedema, a rare and severe allergic reaction, which ultimately led to his death. However, the circumstances leading up to his passing remain vague, leaving room for continued speculation. The delayed announcement also raises questions. Why wait 2 months to reveal such a significant loss? Was it a personal decision made by his family to grieve in private, or was it another layer of Doom's ongoing mystique? Fans have debated whether this secrecy was consistent with his character. After all, Doom was never one for the spotlight. Perhaps, in his final act, he wanted to ensure that even in death, he remained an enigma. Then, there is the disappearance of Scott LaRock's killer. Before KRS-One became a legend, he was part of Boogie Down Productions with DJ Scott LaRock. On August 27, 1987, LaRock was tragically shot and killed. His death shocked the world of hip-hop and left an indelible mark on the culture. His killer, however, remains a mystery to this day, a subject of speculation and controversy. The story of LaRock's untimely death and the subsequent disappearance of his killer is a dark chapter in hip-hop history that continues to spark debate. The rapper, born Scott Monroe Sterling, was a Bronx native who played a significant role in the development of hip-hop in the late 1980s. He was a respected DJ, producer, and the co-founder of Boogie Down Productions, alongside rapper KRS-One. His contributions to hip-hop were instrumental in shaping the genre's early sound and political message, particularly through their debut album Criminal Minded, which was released in 1987. Criminal Minded was an album that pushed the boundaries of hip-hop, blending socially conscious lyrics with gritty street realities. The album helped lay the foundation for the conscious rap movement, which KRS-One would continue to champion throughout his career. LaRock's role in the production of the album was crucial to its success, and his influence was beginning to grow within the hip-hop community. The tragic events leading to his death occurred on the evening of August 27, 1987. LaRock had been in a dispute with a group of individuals, which escalated when a confrontation turned violent. At the time of the shooting, he was attempting to help a friend resolve a personal issue. As he and his friend were driving through the South Bronx, they were ambushed by a group of individuals. LaRock was shot in the back, and despite being rushed to the hospital, he was pronounced dead shortly after. His loss was felt deeply by the hip-hop community, as he was seen as a rising star with immense potential. His death marked a turning point for Boogie Down Productions and the hip-hop scene as a whole. KRS-One, devastated by the loss of his friend and collaborator, channeled his grief into music, leading to the creation of the album By All Means Necessary, which featured the track You Must Learn, a song that addressed issues of violence and social justice. Following the tragic shooting, questions arose about who was responsible for LaRock's death. Early investigations pointed to a young man named D-Nice, who had been involved in a rivalry with LaRock. But his involvement in the killing was never confirmed. The police were unable to solve the case, and the killer's identity remains unclear. Over the years, speculation has swirled around the circumstances of the murder and the disappearance of the killer. Some believe that the killing was the result of an ongoing feud between rival factions within the Bronx, while others argue that it was a senseless act of violence fueled by personal animosities. However, no concrete evidence has ever emerged to definitively identify Scott LaRock's killer, and the case remains cold. The fact that the killer was never brought to justice has led to frustration and sorrow among LaRock's family, friends, and fans. His death not only robbed the world of a talented artist, but also left a lingering mystery that has never been resolved. And that's it from us today. Until next time, thank you for watching.